Hi everyone, Christina Werner here. Welcome to another card video at SimonsStamp.com. Today I'm going to be showing you some more inspiration for the March 2018 card kit. Now this card kit is full of really fun products, including some fun pattern paper, some stickers, envelopes, little white pom-poms for a bunny's tail. There's a couple little ink cubes. I'm going to be using the sticker sheets as inspiration for my color palette today. I've got 5 different colors of ink. I've got 4 from Simon, which are Green Leaf, Stone, Catkin, and Hot Lips, and then also Wild Rose from Lawn Fawn. I'm going to be using 2 stamp sets from the kit. I'm going to use Choose Joy and Showers and Flowers. Both of these stamp sets are available outside of the card kit if you want to purchase them separately. So I'm going to start with the cream cardstock that comes in the kit. It's pre-cut and scored to create a standard A2 sized card. And I'm going to use this Morning Mist ink from VersaFine. This is their VersaFine Clair ink. It's a new ink to the VersaFine line, and it works just like the traditional VersaFine that we're all used to, except it's in a little bit of a smaller pad and there's really vibrant colors. Now, the color I'm using today isn't that vibrant, but I chose it in particular because it's a nice soft gray, and it gives me a nice, really fine lined image. It's waterproof, and I'll be able to do a little bit of ink blending or inking over the top. So I'm using a T-square ruler just to draw in a really faint pencil line. This is going to give me a guideline for where to stamp this border stamp. So this border stamp is from the Choose Joy stamp set, and the boots are from the Showers and Flowers. And I'm going to be stamping all of the ink colors across the bottom of this card front, starting with the color Stone. And I've positioned the card and also the stamp so that I don't have to worry about the stamp going over the fold of the card. So it's going to come off the edge of the front of the card. I'm going to position all of my stamps right up near that fold. The next color I'm using is Catkin, and I'm going to ink that up and bring that over to my card front. I then moved into the pink colors. I'm going to use Wild Rose from Lawn Fawn. And I'm also going to use the other pink color, which is Hot Lips from Simons Stamp. This is a nice bright pink. It's not super bright. It's more of like an intense rose pink. And then I'm going to end with Green Leaf. And there was only enough space on the ends of this card to have a little bit of this green kind of right at the very bottom of the card front. I'm erasing that pencil line since I don't need that anymore. And then I'm going to move on to coloring the little boot image. I have a piece of acetate or some plastic. I'm going to tape this to a white surface because I don't want it to be moving around too much. I'm going to smush these ink pads down onto that piece of acetate. It's a slick surface. And then I'll be picking up the color with a blender marker. And I noticed that Simons Stamp inks tend to stain some plastic surfaces, so I didn't want to use my regular white palette from Art Impressions. I wanted to use something that would protect it. So the blender pen I'm using today is actually the clear marker that comes in any of your Tombow marker sets. I was looking for my Dove blender pen and I couldn't find it. So I would actually recommend using the Dove blender pen. I think it works just a little bit better than this Tombow one. The Tombow blender pen is just a clear version of their markers. It's actually meant for blending the markers. It's not meant for blending other mediums like this, like ink pads and things like that, but it still works. But if you want to have a pen that's dedicated for blending inks like this or using with other mediums, you'll probably want a Dove blender pen. So I'm coming in with some green, and what I'm doing with the blender pen is I'm picking up the color with that marker and then coloring with it until kind of the ink runs out, and then I'll pick up some more color. To switch between colors, I'm just scribbling onto some paper until the color comes out of the marker tip. And by doing that, that kind of cleans off the tip, and then you can move on to the next color. Now it does stain the tip of the marker, so it looks like it's going to forever be kind of blending out those colors. But even though the tip is stained, you will be able to move on to new colors. So I'm going to come in with this pink and color in this pink color over the entire boot. Now I did want to mention, I noticed a little bit of a difference between blending the Simon inks and the one Lawn Fawn ink. The Lawn Fawn ink really was juicy and stayed in the blender pen a little bit longer, whereas the Simon inks tended to come out rather quickly, and I was able to fade to a lighter color more easily or quicker than the Lawn Fawn ink. So that was just something I noticed. I've almost got this image completely colored, just finishing off the very bottom there. And then I'm going to stamp the greeting for this card. I'm using a greeting from the Choose Joy stamp set. I'm using that same VersaFine Clair ink in the Morning Mist color. This is going to match the gray lines of my stamped image. And I'm going to have it go right on top of that first border stamp. The perfect area for a greeting. So my card's almost done. I'm just going to add a few little details. I punched the outside corners on the top and bottom with a We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper. I used the 1/2" corner chomper for that. And then I'm going to use this brush pen that comes in the kit. Like I said before, this kit has a lot of things in it. And this is something that's really fun. This is kind of like a glitter brush pen. This is a glitter glaze pen from Nuvo, and it puts out a clear glitter glaze over everything. So you'll have to remove that ring that's in the marker before you get it working. You can remove that ring, screw it back together, and then press the sides of the barrel until the glitter glaze starts to come out. So I'm just pressing this over the top of all of the pink areas that I colored earlier. So I went over the boot, and I'm also going over the large flowers and then the little tiny buds that are kind of near the outer edges of this image. You can see that really pretty shimmer adds a nice glitter and shine to the card. So that is the card for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. This card kit is available over at simonsastamp.com. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.